Hi, I'm Adriana, physiotherapist and yoga instructor, and today's video will be a trauma-informed yoga practice focusing on the hamstrings. So we'll be moving through a variation of yoga forms to target the hamstring muscles to help them feel lengthened and relaxed. So grab your mat and we'll get started. We're going to be starting sitting today, so I invite you to get into a comfortable sitting form, whatever that looks like for you. And we'll just take a moment to ground into the present. So perhaps you want to gaze down towards the ground or close your eyes. We'll take 3 breaths here. Just noticing as the breath enters and exits through your nose or your mouth. And if you would like, I invite you to straighten your legs out in front of you. And take a moment to see how the hamstrings feel. And the hamstrings are the muscles on the back of your upper leg. So maybe just taking a second to notice what they feel like. Notice any sensations. If there is anything coming up, there might not be much at all. That's okay. We'll move through our first form of the day. So I invite you to bend the left knee so that the left foot is resting against the right inner thigh. And then from here, if you're not feeling much sensation on the right leg, you can gently lower your body, perhaps getting more of a stretch through the back of the right leg if you lower your chest forward. You might hear a cat. Taking 2 more inhales and exhales here. If you would like, you can always lean a little bit more forward to get more of a sensation throughout the right hamstring. And if this ever feels like it's too much, you can always back off. 1 more inhale. On the next exhale, coming back up and switching over to the other leg. So you're going to bend the right knee and the right foot will go against the inner thigh of the left leg. And once again, you can stay in this variation if this feels good for you. If you would like, you can lean a little bit more forward, perhaps getting a stretch through the back of the left leg. Spending 3 breaths here if that works for you, knowing that if you would like to come out earlier, there's always that option. One more inhale. On the next exhale, coming back up, and we'll do another one with both legs straight. And so same thing, you can either stay like this, you can even sit on a pillow or a bolster if that feels better for your hips. If you would like, you can lean your body forward, sliding your hands down your legs, perhaps feeling more of a sensation throughout the back of the legs. If it ever feels like too much, you can back right out, or if you'd like, you can bend the knees a little bit or place a pillow under the knees as well. We'll do 2 more breaths here. One more inhale. 1 more exhale. Making your way out whenever you're ready. We'll move into some cat-cows and then a few forms in standing. So I invite you to go onto your hands and knees now. Giving the hamstrings a bit of a break and moving into cat-cow. So rounding the back, tailbone goes under as you exhale. As you inhale, dropping the stomach to the floor, chest and neck and chin go up if that feels good. Exhale, rounding, tailbone goes under. Inhale, tailbone goes up, chest goes up, head goes up. And you can move through a few more of these at your own pace. Adding in other movements if you would like. Focusing on whatever your body is asking of you today. And if you're not sure what it's asking, by all means, feel free to follow along with what I'm doing. Making your way through one more cow, stomach goes down, tailbone goes up. One more cat, rounding through the back, tailbone goes under. We'll make our way into downward dog and then up to a standing forward fold. So from here, you can just bring your hands a little bit more forward than they are, spreading the fingers nice and wide, going up onto the toes, and then pushing down into the hands, lifting that tailbone up into the sky, straightening the legs as much as feels comfortable. Head goes between the arms. Maybe you walk the dog a little bit by bending and straightening the knees back and forth, working out those hamstrings just a little bit. And in your own time, you can make your way to the top of your mat in a forward fold. Once again, this is going to focus on the hamstring. So a couple different variations you can take here. You can either place your hands flat on the ground. You can grab opposite elbows and lean forward. Or if you would like, you can take a block and place your hands on a block. Whatever works for your body today. And if there's something else I didn't mention, feel free to do that. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Last inhale. On the exhale, slowly making your way up to standing, rounding up one vertebrae at a time. Making our way into triangles. And I invite you to take your left leg, placing it back behind you with your foot facing the length of your mat. The right foot is going to face forward on your mat. And then you can bring your hips back a little bit. Straighten the front leg as much as feels comfortable. And then you can slowly inch your right arm down that right leg with the hips turned up at the back. Now, once again, a couple different variations. You can grab a block if you would like and place your hand on a block if that feels better, either lengthwise or height-wise. Other option would be to place your hand on your ankle or on the mat. And then this left arm can go up if you would like. Trying to focus on getting some space in between the right core and the right hip. Taking one more breath here. On the next exhale, if your left arm is up, I invite you to bring it down. And I invite you to turn your hips forward. We'll move into pyramid form. So that back foot is now going to turn forward as well. You can bring your feet in a little bit. You can bend through that front knee a little bit and that back knee a little bit if you would like. You can straighten them if you would like to, depending on how that hamstring muscle is feeling. Once again, you can have your hands flat against the floor. You can go on your fingertips, or you can take a block and place your hands on a block. And always know that you can come out and rest in a different form if that works better for you. We'll do one more breath here. On the exhale, making your way out and back up to standing, however feels good for you. We're going to move into triangle on the other side. So I want you to turn your body the other way. So your left foot is now facing the back of your mat. Your right foot is facing lengthwise. And you're going to bring your hip backwards. And once again, bring that left arm down instead of the right arm this time. Hips are going to turn upwards. You can bring the arm up if you would like. Whatever works for you. Few more breaths here. One more inhale. On the next exhale, making your way to pyramid on this side. So the hips are going to face forward again. That back foot is going to come forward. You might want to bring the feet in a little bit. Bending the knees as much as feels good. Getting some sensations perhaps through the back of the legs. Taking 2 breaths here. One more inhale. One more exhale. And when you're ready, once again, coming into a standing forward fold. So you can bring your back leg forward to meet up with the front one. Perhaps taking a moment here, if you would like, to walk out the legs, bending and straightening each side. Maybe doing the opposite elbow clasps if that feels good for you, or gently letting that neck fall towards the floor. And in your own time, making your way onto your stomach in whatever way works for you. We'll move through one cobra here. So I want you to place your hands close to your chest. Pushing down through the tops of your feet, you can gently lift your chest up as high as feels comfortable. For 3, 2, 1, lowering and making your way onto your back. We'll do one more movement on our back here and then go to our final resting form. Maybe taking a second to ground into the present moment. Perhaps noticing how those hamstrings are feeling compared to the start of the video. Maybe they're feeling a little more mobile. Maybe you're noticing more sensations than you were at the start. Maybe they're feeling a little looser, a little more stretched. You can feel any and all things. None of them are wrong. From your lying down form, I invite you to bend the right knee if it's not already bent and place the right foot down. I invite you to lift up the left leg with the knee bend and take your hands behind the left leg, the left thigh, so it's on the hamstring. And then from here, you're going to straighten the left knee as much as feels comfortable. And then bend. We'll do this with our breath. So on an inhale, straightening the left knee. On an exhale, bending the left knee. Inhale, straightening. Exhale, bending. Moving through a few more times, a few more breaths at your own pace. Knowing that it is completely your choice. You can stop and choose to do something different at any point if you would like. Moving through one more inhale, straightening the knee. Last exhale, bending the knee, placing that left foot down with the knee bent. Repeat the same thing on the right leg. So the arms are going to grab the back of the right leg. On an inhale, we're going to straighten the knee as much as feels comfortable. On an exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower. Repeating through at your own pace a few more times. Maybe doing one more knee straighten and one more bend. Bringing both legs down in whatever feels comfortable for you for our final resting forms. You can keep the legs straight or keep them bent. You can grab a blanket or a pillow if you'd like. Perhaps shaking out the legs a little bit to get that little bit more movement through the hamstrings and through the legs. One last time. Once again, maybe bringing your awareness into the backs of the legs and noticing if they feel any different than they did at the start. If they don't, that is 100% okay. Or if you don't want to focus on an area of your body, you do not have to. Maybe taking a moment to bring some awareness into your breath. Noticing as the breath enters and exits through your nose or through your mouth. And seeing if you can perhaps relax those hamstrings and those legs a little bit more. Thank you so much for practicing with me today.